Welcome, everybody, to Taste Different Gaming News. What's in the news today? Activision, Call of Duty, and tearing your skin off. All right, let's jump into this. But before we do, make sure you hit like, share, subscribe, the notifications button, all those good things to help keep you up to date with what we like to talk about, video games. All right, so let's jump into it. Activision finally acknowledged Call of Duty skins problem. Decides cosmetics won't carry forward in Black Ops 7. Some of you have said we've drifted from what made Call of Duty unique in the first place. That feedback hits home. Right here. Right here. In Black Ops 7, bundles and items will be crafted to fit the Black Ops identity. The improbable has happened. Following a lukewarm reception of the Call of Duty Black Ops 7 reveal, Activision is walking back its decision to carry forward all of Black Ops 6 weapons and skins into the new game. While forward compatibility is generally a popular feature, this is really about Call of Duty's uglification problem. I like that, uglification. Many weren't excited that a year's worth of gaudy crossover skins, shell-shaded operators, and anime bundles from Black Ops 6 would immediately tarnish Black Ops 7's near-future art style. Now, it will have a clean break. In a blog post published today, that it is also addressed anti-cheat. Activision engaged with its cosmetic criticism. Here's a quote. We know there's been a lot of conversation recently about the identity of Call of Duty. Some of you have said we have drifted away from what made Call of Duty unique in the first place. Immersive, intensive, visceral, erotic, and in many ways grounded. Feedback hits home and we take it seriously. We hear you. The post reads, throughout development, Treyarch and Raven's North Star has been to deliver a spiritual successor to Black Ops 2, which was fantastic back in the day. While taking some big swings, you'll see it across Black Ops 7 multiplayer, zombies, co-op campaign, including in-game, and even Dead Ops Arcade 4. Importantly, the blog says Black Ops 7 skins will be crafted to fit the Black Ops identity. Previously, Treyarch has decidedly, I can't speak today again, wishy-washy on the whole thing, saying that it would collaborate skin based on feedback while reminding us that derided cosmetics like Beavis and Butthead bundle are popular as a knock-on effect of old skins staying behind. Activision says Black Ops 6 guns won't make the jump either. Black Ops 7 needs to feel authentic to Call of Duty and its setting. This is why Black Ops 6 operator and weapon content will not carry forward to Black Ops 7. That said, double XP tokens and gobblegums will still carry forward as planned. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, Nick, they are going back to the right direction. I see it as they're not going to carry them over because they want to sell you all new crap. And this is going to force you to, because you can't play Call of Duty with the same skin you start with the game with. You have to have new skins. This is their way to take all your old stuff, hide it into a locker, or you can go play the other one. But now you have to buy all new skins. Now, what are those skins going to look like, for this setting of this Black Ops? I don't know. I just think it's, I agree. The skin thing has gotten stupidly out of hand because Beavis and Butthead should not be in Call of Duty. Neither should Naruto, which I don't think he was. Neither should Family Guy. It's just a stupid ass thing they do. But before I get all pissy and thankful that they're doing this, what do you think? Do you think the skins game has gone too far? Do you think the reason they're doing it is truly just because they listen to the player, or is it because they just want to sell you all new crap?
I don't think it's mainly because they listen to player, because Activision never listens. But I some of it may be all new crap, but I mean they could still sell you all new crap. I think for them, I think that maybe potentially like Battlefield 6 might have them a little worried, because Battlefield 6 did really well, and it's trying to stay grounded as well, and be what it is. And I think Call of Duty needs to go that same route too, because they've tried to go the route of like really like Fortnite. And it's like people have a Fortnite. People go and play Call of Duty because they want to play Call of Duty. If they wanted to play Fortnite and have all the crazy skins and stuff, they'll go play Fortnite, right? And it's the same thing with it's the same thing with Battlefield, right? We don't want heroes like we had in 2042, because in the way that 2042 was initially brought out as, because it felt more like Call of Duty, and it was like the same thing of saying like, well, we already have Call of Duty. It's that meme saying we have Call of Duty at home, right? Or whatever, we have whatever at home. And so in this case, we already have Call of Duty at home. We already have Fortnite at home. We don't want these again, right? People that play Battlefield don't play Battlefield because they want a Call of Duty experience. If they want a Call of Duty experience, they'll go play Call of Duty. Same thing with Fortnite. If they want to, there's games, these games already exist. So why do they need another avenue for a game that already exists? They play Battlefield because Battlefield's different. They play Call of Duty because Call of Duty's different. They play Fortnite because it's different, right? They play all these games because they're different. So I think it could just be Activision trying to kind of maybe feeling like they're getting too far away from what Call of Duty is to the fans, and kind of trying to stay more grounded in that. They're still going to have these skins, and apparently like Warzone is still going to have stuff like that. So if you want the crazy skins and the Fortnite-esque stuff, you can go play Warzone or whatever. But I think for their mainline series, I feel like they're going to try to keep them more grounded in the military kind of special ops realm that it started in. So you may see this extending beyond Black Ops 7, where 8, 9, or whatever alliteration they do next, and the Call of Duty franchise may be more in that grounded realm, right? Where they try to keep things fresh. Because if you continue on with the stuff, the backwards compatibility is good and all, but if you continue on with all that samey, it's kind of samey at that point, right? People are like, they feel maybe, consumers may feel like it's more of a rinse and repeat, more of a cash grab, like, kind of like Madden is every year, right? Just a reskin and put out for another $70, right? And so you're not getting anything new. You're getting the same thing you got last time. And people don't want to feel like that when they go out and buy a new Call of Duty or stuff. And I think Battlefield also kind of, Battlefield 6 beta I thought was really fun. It was really good. It was definitely more in the direction of what I wanted. Not everywhere, but definitely more in that direction. And it felt like EA was trying to, and with that development team, DICE and everybody, was trying to make Battlefield more grounded and kind of going back to what made Battlefield popular. And I think Call of Duty kind of lost that edge, or that particular identity. And so maybe Activision is trying to do the same here, especially seeing Battlefield 6 and going, there was a huge reception to this. Maybe we should do the same thing, right? Maybe we should go, because people are really excited that Battlefield is being more like, they're not going nutso with it. They're kind of staying more grounded, and people seem to really enjoy that. So maybe we need to do the same. So I think there's a little bit of that. I think there's a lot of variations that go into it. And not to say that Activision wasn't thinking of this beforehand, right? Because a lot of these things aren't like just thought of out of the blue, right? A lot of this stuff is thought of way beforehand. So they were on the fence, it sounds like, with it, and maybe Battlefield 6 pushed their hand towards saying, all right, yeah, this is what we're going to do. But to end with my little thing, you didn't know what I was thinking. What I was thinking was, what the hell is a gobble gum? And that's all I was thinking. But what do you think?
Well, I don't know what a gobble gum is either, but I'm pretty sure if you're offered that in a dark alley, you say no.
Unless you went to go look for gobble gums, then
That's true. If you're looking for gobble gums in a dark alley, you know what you want.
Yeah, you know what you want.
Yeah, I think I didn't put the Battlefield thought into that, and I think you might be right because Battlefield really felt more towards 4, and I loved 4. You loved 4. We played the living crap out of it, and that's what we want. We want modern. We want destructibility. We want vehicles. We want weapons. We want more towards the 4 on the Battlefield series. And I think Call of Duty players want that as well. They want to feel the roots. They want newness, don't get me wrong, because everybody, they've got to reinvent certain things. I think that's the one thing Call of Duty has always tried to do. They always try to implement 1 or 2 new things into a game. The wall run or the slide, when those are introduced. And that's
The
perfectly
fish
fine.
swimming away from you.
Oh man, the technology
Revolutionary.
blew my mind. I crapped a crappy. That's how freaking mind blowing those fish were. But you got to try. You can't just throw a number on it. You can't. You have got to learn to read your audience. You've got to learn to take a few risks. Um, Call of Duty really hasn't taken any risk for a while. They were just trying to milk on the laurels. And I think going back on some of this stuff could be a risk for them. I think that at least their mindset, that could be a risk for them. I think really the transferring of 6 items over to 7, I think that's just purely financial. I think they just want to sell, new stuff. And that's fine. I will buy Call of Duty because I always do. I will play Call of Duty, some multiplayer, but mostly because I always love the story.
You don't need to buy it now.
No, Game Pass, baby, cha-ching. But it's 4-player co-op. That's the part that really had me excited because I love to play with Nick and Pat. I mean, that's just we love playing games together, and we make even the worst games fun because we're children. It's plain and simple. But I think going back to the laurels of what made Call of Duty good is a good thing. I still want to know kind of what they're going to consider far as like a cosmetic, let's say an outfit or whatnot. How far they can take that, keeping it into the military Call of Duty world. I mean, is it going to be just 50 different, masks or helmets? I mean, it's with the Family Guy crossover stuff. I mean, that opened up, so many different things and you could see on screen and look like, and that appeals to some people. But like you said, that's for Fortnite players. That's not for me. I mean, it's kind of funny to watch Peter Griffin teabag a military guy in Call of Duty, but I mean that's only for about 30 seconds. So I think the best thing Call of Duty could do is really just try to keep everything going forward, keep it modernized, keep out the childish crap that brought a lot of the criticisms, and I think just try to be unique in better ways instead of the following everybody else way. I mean, Call of Duty, or excuse me, Battlefield, I think is going to do that. I think Battlefield 6 is going to really hit home. I think they're going to have some uniqueness. They're going to have the Battlefield vibe back. because we love the beta. We played the living crap. We even got Pat to play the beta. That's how good the game was for us. Now, is it perfect? No. But they're talking about making some of the changes that our critiques were a part of, or about, excuse me. So hopefully that comes to fruition. They nerf down some of the shotgun crap from sniping range. That would be lovely. But I think keep all the skins and shit out of there. I mean, if somebody wants to buy skins, great, but I don't want to sit and fight against the cast of Futurama in Call of Duty. I don't want it on any other game either, but unless it's a Futurama game.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I like more, I guess depending on what game I'm playing, right? But I like more grounded or in the universe of the game I'm playing type of skins, right? And when you get stuff like Beavis and Butthead or Family Guy or Futurama or whatever coming into a game, that's cool. Like I love those cartoons, right? And everything like that. But it doesn't really fit into the game I'm playing, right? So it's a little odd to see that stuff. And so even though I like seeing it, as far as like I like seeing the skins, it's a little weird to see in these particular games. Like Fortnite at this point,
the color palette,
it's so ingrained in Fortnite that it's almost like at this point it's so ingrained in Fortnite, and the way that the colors are like that kind of cell shaded cartoony look kind of matches that whole realm. But when you have something realistic or somewhat realistic like Call of Duty, and then you see like a picture of Beavis and Butthead, they look cool, but they're like cell shaded, and it really doesn't fit in with the whole.
Takes away.
It takes away from the atmosphere, right? It doesn't fit in there. And like you said, be unique to your own franchise. That's the reason why people play. I feel like why people play Call of Duty or Battlefield or Fortnite or whatever is if they're all the same, people would just pick whichever one they like and play that, and that'd be it, right? But when they're all different, again, people are going to play the ones they like, but they might dabble in the other ones, right? But if they're all the same, like that's what Battlefield tried to do. It tried to be a Call of Duty, and it was like, no, then I'll just go play Call of Duty.
Yeah, I mean, Call of Duty and Battlefield.
I mean, Call of Duty is already established, so quit trying to imitate I like the original, so don't try to imitate it. I'm just going to go play the original.
Exactly. And they try to follow suit with each other, Battlefield 1 and Call of Duty, whatever the hell World War 1, whatever crap. They try to follow suit. I don't know whose ideal was first to do the World War 1 thing, World War 2 thing. It's like, just look at what made you so good to begin with, expand upon it, reinvent a little bit here and there, listen to the gamers, and you're going to come up with gold, because both of those franchises, even at Battlefield 6's Battlefield 2042's worst, it was still fun. Once they got all the bugs ironed out, it was still fun. But problem is like I said, they went for the Call of Duty cash. It didn't work. Well, that and a shitty launch, but.
And then the Call of Duty tried to go for the Fortnite cash, right? I mean, there's still a lot of players in Call of Duty, but I mean, like, I don't know. Maybe it just didn't work out for them as well as they were hoping. Yeah. Maybe it costs more to have the skins,
the copyright stuff,
right? Than it was for what they sold. I don't know. I don't know the sales numbers of their skin packages and stuff like that. So
well, like I've always said, if you want to make good money on a game, you got to make a good game. Plain and simple. Now, you want to chase the loot box, that's on you, but you're going to lose me on it. That's for sure.
Right.
And I'm just one guy, but I'm not going to pay you for your loot box. I'm not going to pay you for your Beavis and Butthead skins. That's just not me. But I mean, people buy it, so obviously there's a following on it. But keep that crap in Fortnite. It fits there. You want to put something in Call of Duty that fits better, but it's not a Call of Duty thing. Put in Rambo. That I could kind of see. Or put in Schwarzenegger from Commando. Rambo and Commando. That's what you need right there. Those kind of things I can see better. They fit better. Chuck Norris, throw him in there. But they can't be cell shaded. You can't throw in Seth frickin' Rogen. Come on. I mean, his whole, smoke a bowl, blow at your face, and then keister you or whatever the hell it was he did. That's kind of crap that bothers me. But
or Tropic Thunder.
Yes, Tropic. Oh, no, throw in a cast of Tropic Thunder. I might pick that one up. I'm the dude, just playing a dude disguised as another dude. So,
yep.
But I don't know. I'm glad at least they're, I think, pretending to listen to the player, listening to the community. I personally, like I said, think it's just cash. I think they're just wanting to sell new things. But
and you got to change it up once in a while, right?
You do. So. You really have to. You cannot rest on your laurels. Yeah. You just
get stale after a while.
Oh yeah. I mean, but there's some franchises that literally do nothing but reskin every freaking game. Madden. All right, we look 10 times. Yeah, we look 10% better. We added a new passing mechanic, and I can see the holes in the cups now. I mean,
all right.
Okay.
And then we got rid of $5 features.
Yes, exactly. So I don't know. I don't like change. I've said it before, but this is, as long as they're truly listening to the gamer, the game may not be bad. I love the fact that everything in this game I can play with my friends. That's one thing I'm giving them big credit for. I can play story, I can play zombies, I can do all that crap with Pat and Nick. So, and
hey, that'll be good for the story co-op, story game co-op. That'll be fun.
Yep. Unless it's like the last game and it was 2 hours long. That was a pisser offer. But anyways,
I suspect this one will be longer.
I think it has to, or they're going to be foobarred. Yeah. I mean, nobody really buys Call of Duty for the story anymore, but I do.
Multiplayer mostly.
Yeah, I do. I love the Michael Bay set pieces and explosions and getting blown up and knocked down every 30 seconds, and you get the slow motion get up. I love that stuff. But anyways, you got anything else before we bail?
Nope.
All right. Well, let us know what you think in the comments below. Are you going to pick up, if you had to choose day and date, they both launched the same day, if they did, what are you going to pick up? Battlefield, Call of Duty. I know my choice and Nick's choice would definitely go towards the Battlefield. Just because the multiplayer we enjoy better. Just not a knock, it's just the way it is. But let us know in the comments below, what are you going to pick up if you had to only choose one? And your reason for it too. That's the most important part, I think, when it comes to game, is why you like it. I catch crap because I play Final Fantasy VIII. I have my reasons. I have my fun for it, and that's just the way it is. So let us know yours. Also, let us know if you're just tired of Call of Duty. Is that why why you think that they're making these changes? Because I think a lot of people are having problems with it, because I think the sales of the last one wasn't hitting the bucket like they thought. So, but let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit like, share, subscribe, notifications, all those good buttons, and we'll see you next time. See ya.